Chapter 6: Diplomatic Tensions. The tragic mistake made by the US military had escalated the conflict in the Philippines to new heights. The Chinese airstrikes had caught the US military off guard, and they had suffered heavy losses in the attacks. The situation had now become even more volatile, with two of the world's most powerful nations locked in a conflict that could lead to a larger war. The White House condemned the Chinese aggression, calling it a violation of international law and an attack on the sovereignty of the Philippines. President Whittaker addressed the nation, vowing to do whatever it takes to protect American interests in the region. The US government had been preparing for a potential conflict with China for years, and they knew that they had to be careful in how they responded to the situation. They also knew that they had to act quickly, as any delay could lead to a larger conflict that could be disastrous for both countries. President Whittaker threatened to invoke Article V of the North Atlantic Treaty, which states that an attack on one member state is an attack on all member states. This would mean that the US could call upon its allies to come to their aid in the conflict with China. The threat of invoking Article V sent shockwaves through the international community. The world watched anxiously, wondering if this would be the spark that would ignite a larger conflict between the US and China. The Chinese government responded to President Whittaker's threat with anger and defiance. They accused the US of aggression and imperialism, and they vowed to defend their interests in the region at all costs. The diplomatic tensions between the US and China had reached a critical point, and the world held its breath, wondering what would happen next in this intense and gripping conflict. The outcome was far from certain, and the fate of the Philippines and the world hung in the balance.